What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I'm here with another video after being on a hiatus from studying. I went on a study heist. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Like, share, subscribe. It applies to all signs. Speaking to 7 billion different people. Okay? Okay. You know what I hear? You know why? Because you want some shit. You're feeling creative, imaginative, and unpredictable. Yes. And you know what's clarifying that? Look. Tell me she's not saying and you know what's clarifying it? The solar plexus chakra. So you're with your solar plexus chakra clear. All clear. When they put that zap, they zap that thing on your chest. Through your chest. Did I say it right? Okay, the sacral, this is your, how do I want to say it? Manipura. That's how I want to say it. Okay? Because you're at a place where you know exactly who you are. There are no days of, there's no confusion, no blurred lines between your truth and expectation of others. You have grown into your essence and you have built the foundation of your empowered self. You have let go of many friendships and relationships that were no longer serving you to get to where you are. And it was all worth it. Okay? Now is the time to really go after what you want in life. And that's what I feel like you're doing. Because I get this is a very powerful, it's very strong energy. The energy is passion. That's planet Mars. So I took a hiatus onto planet Venus. That would be your feminine energy, your receptive energy, your creative energy. And now that I done planted the seeds, now that I'm back on planet Mars, it's like action energy. That's what I feel. You know, you only focus on what you care about. You only take care of what lights you up and how you want to serve. You know, you've been pondering on a lot of questions regarding your higher self. All of this points to your higher self. You got Pita, Parvati. Parvati is that lover. You know that lover. Parvati is the one that was in love with unattainable Shiva. Okay? But Pita, let's start with Pita because I showed you that one first. That's a duality of fire and ice. You know, that's fire and water. Ice, I guess, would melt into water, right? That's the power to create or destroy. Okay? So what I'm getting from that is your stinger is up while you're doing this. You're real Queen of Swords and Queen of Wands. King of Wands, King of Swords. Okay? But Kali here, this is mass destruction, rebirth, radical change. Okay? You're nothing to play with right now. But Parvati, devotion, love, and yoga. That's what it's about. Yoga heals. Yoga is good for healing physical trauma. You know what I mean? So if you were like if you were in a space in your life where you feel, if you're empathic, you feel things in your body and you feel pain in your body, or you've been carrying pain in your body for a long time, you know, now you're at a space where you're starting to learn, you're broadening your horizon. You did a lot of research on holistic ways and natural ways of how to cure yourself. No narcotics over here. It's like you're taking immense action towards becoming your higher self. But back to you, Vita. Creative, imaginative, and unpredictable. Hold on, I dropped something. You know what I heard, y'all? Will I be able to raise my children's status in society? Now think about that question. If you don't have children, then apply it to yourself. And then I want you to think about who's been around you, who you let go or need to let go, and how does the resources you have around you resonate with that. Because this is a group of people who's been progressive, who's thinking along the lines of progression. So you're exhibiting great strength in the face of things that will make others, including even former versions of yourself, crumble. I said King of Wands, didn't I? Yes, I did. That's what this is about. You put all this together, and then you got a couple chakras here. Throat chakra, root chakra, creative. This isn't about children. This is about raising your status in society. How can to raise your kid's status in society, your status is going to raise in society as well. This journey. So I feel, okay, for this group of people, this is the shamanic journey, that spiritual journey that you've been on. You think about the tarot cards, the major arcanas are a representation of that shamanic journey, that spiritual journey, right? And it tells its story about where you're at or where you're going, so to speak. It's progressive energy, major arcanas. Everything's major right now. And you have this spiritual journey. I feel like these are the people who went to heaven, who walked through heaven, whether it be in a dream state or some kind of astral life. You're in a different space aside from being here on earth tangibly. You've been traveling spiritually to other places, and I think the other place is Jenna. That's why all this powerful, and you put all this together. Fire and water creates energy. So you're balancing your emotional, your humanity with, everybody has a shaitan in them. So everybody has that ability to either create or destroy. And you facing your north node, you're protected from the shaitan in you. Shaitan is a jinn. You know, you're not, it's more to the just being possessed by jinns, you know, as they enter your body or have a way to attach themselves to you. We all have one of our own, because we're not perfect. We're all Adam and Eve's children. I feel like your journey, taking you to your north node, has put you in a space of innate wisdom, you know, where you're researching and you're by yourself because you left off of everything and everyone to do this, to learn this, and you had to, because they can't go with you. Period. And this is where you're at now. That creative, imaginative, like you're just on, I don't know why I just heard beauty school dropouts, go back to high school. That just gives me dreams. But you match somebody's energy. With Parvati here and the combination of fire and water here, you match somebody's energy. And I think I'm talking to women who match men, or men who match women. Like this, the counterparts. Because two people sitting there, okay? Creative one, that's your name. I'm also gonna call you Jergens, because you come with ultra healing energy, okay? That, like the lotion, I don't have rights to that. I just like the name, because it repairs and heals your skin. You know, it heals. It's ultra healing. It has vitamins in it, and it's lasting. If you think about what the container says, 48-hour moisturizer, right? So that's long-lasting effects. You and all that healing energy, somebody probably is pissed off with you that you don't want to be around anymore. People, so what it sounds like to me is you've been bucked up, you've been ganged up on recently. You probably was. It's okay. Creative one, it's time to let your ideas flourish. You've gotten a gust of that vital wind energy, you know, and you're riding these waves out to deeper waters. Ideas are bubbling up, and your body has become that vessel for its creative blessing. So the fact that you allow yourself to like dance with the rhythm of your thoughts, like your thoughts are connecting with your reality and your actions, and how you're bringing all of it into fruition. Okay, that veil between the higher up and the earth has been lifted. What did I just say about that shamanic journey to the Jannah? That means heaven. That's where I feel like a lot of you who are on that spiritual journey has been, or has, that y'all recently have experienced something like that, because that veil has been lifted. And the downloads you're receiving are straight from the Most High, straight from God, you know? So you got to anchor them. You're being called to anchor them down in this, you know, bring them back down to earth, out the spiritual realm, so your visions can manifest into reality. So you asked for this. You asked to heal a lot of generational curses. You asked to be the leader, to be in that leadership position. Oh, shit. Mom. Meanwhile, you got some codependencies, and I think those are a group of people who don't like your evolution. So they're trying to hold on to you by any way possible. Stop banging that while I'm talking. It's too noisy. Thank you. As I was saying, so you got these codependencies that ganged up on you because you're quiet. You know, you move in silence. It doesn't change your character. That I don't understand how your evolution can piss somebody off unless they are a whole gen themselves. How is your light irritating demons like that? Like, how is it bringing everybody against you? Fighting for your abundance. How are people fighting for your abundance? Make that make sense. I don't even want to try to make that make sense. That's stupid. But that's you. You. Okay? Going on the days of confusion and blurred lines. So sorry whoever tried to like mislead you or were strategic towards you and tried to play with you. Like this has gotten deeper for you. So honestly, I think these people are trying to leave. They think that they're leaving you out in the cold. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I think their time ran out. Yours is not running out, you know, because what's on the bottom? Your life is a creative canvas. You're the artist, the manifestation. You create accountability. Don't worry about that. You know, you're not going to spend every waking hour just because you're some kind of spiritual warrior or you fight for what you believe. You're not going to, you know, spend every single waking hour combating bad energies. You got to do you need time to yourself to just do work. Like, you don't have time for that. Like, they should get a hobby. And why are they so overly invested in you anyway? Like, that's nice that you got all these things going on for you, collective, but at the same time, what do these people, like, what do y'all do all day? Like, what were y'all doing before you know I walked the earth? Make that make sense. Like, I think people are heavily influenced by negative entities and don't even realize that they're being misused in that toxic way. So how can I raise my children? This is answering the question that's been plaguing. How will you be able to raise your children's status in society? Yes. And you're being practical about bringing it into fruition. That's your vision. So people who decided to gang up against you, it makes you realize when your intelligence was people were codependent on your intellect. You're the sapiosexual. You know, you're the mastermind. You bring a lot of things to life. You make things happen. You know, it's you and God. And people want to energy harvest off of that and not want to do the work. That's why they get cut off like that. Because this bitch right here, whew, she's a true Scorpion. Kylie is nobody to play with. So you also have the throat chakra here. You came into this world to speak and express, and you're doing so beautifully. You know, so it's your time. You know, you got a unique vibration. That's what people miss about you. And you have solar plexus. I'm sorry, crown. What is that? That's your root chakra. So your root chakra, you've killed a lot of poison from the roots. That's what I get from that. You kill people. You've killed a lot of people and don't even know it. Because you've arrived at a place, you know, you're very grounded. So it's like all the stuff you're manifesting, like your ideal home is in the process of manifestation. It's in the process of coming into reality. And you're setting roots where you are. But where you are tangibly doesn't mean that's where you are. You know, that's kind of slick in what I just said, but we're gonna roll with it. where you are tangibly is not necessarily where you are. Okay, we're gonna let them figure out what that means. Don't try to study me because you ain't gonna graduate. Okay, catch up. This reflects like the deep healing work you have done to undo the ancestral ties that were previously holding you back. So if there were some things in your ancestry that were unhealed, naturally you're going to keep attracting different people, places, and things that highlights that as a lesson. Hey, you got to fix this problem. You got to get on top of this. You know what I didn't do? Sage. Because you at a place in your life, like the things that are important to you, like real estate or trying to be a part of a community that helps the people, like bring gas prices down. Like you're trying to do big boy stuff, like emperor style stuff. Like you're trying to help lower income families put food on the table. Like you're trying to get to that space or get back to that space, however way it resonates. Like I think you're a person who always been connected to the community or to the people in the community, and you're trying to make your mark in the community. You're trying to do grown folk stuff, and it's not your fault. You realize so many people you once connected with, they don't resonate with where you're going. I don't think they ever really did. Okay? I don't think they ever really did. They just know how to pretend. It's like when you heal your personal life, you heal the lives of all of those who came before you and all of those who come after you. So these generational curses like poverty stricken and just not believing in yourself, or just you're trying to put more money back into the community. Bottom line, I couldn't be more proud of this person. This is a true Mother Teresa. Somebody who, but you're bigger. You're trying to be. I think you're bigger than that. I think you're going to go bigger than what she did. She did a lot. Mother Teresa is whew. She said it best. People are often self-centered, illogical. They think it's all about them. They make everything about them. How is your growth about them? But you got this community at work, at home, teaming up against you. It's the same entity. I'm hearing it's the same entity or jinn that's running through all these different people. He's hired to do a mission, so he would be the assassin for the darker side. So he's coming in to try to take you out, and he's trying to steal your abundance. He has to take you out to steal your abundance. So he's trying to. So somebody's trying to break your spirit. All these people are being misused to try to break down your spirit to take your abundance. I hear your children are indigo children. They're spiritual. I see the Indian culture is prominent because I'm looking. It just made me look right at these turquoise. That's very big in the Indian culture. Okay, I see you being tapped into the depths of your ancestry, the stuff that nobody likes to talk about. They leave it hidden. I see you bringing that or applying what you've been taught through your ancestors to your everyday life. So you naturally are going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're not a boy. And when I say boy, you're not somebody who waits. The difference between a boy and a man. A boy has to ask permission. A man takes the lead. He takes accountability. He takes initiative. Okay? I feel like you've been friends with a lot of boys. And that's energetic. It's not necessarily a man or a woman. Do you feel what I'm saying? But what's new, right? I see the Tower card. So you may have been through a dry spell. What's a dry spell? Be specific. You may have experienced fraudulent behavior through people, through experiences. It might have hit your finances. That's another thing that you're healing through your ancestry, generational curses. But you're not just doing it for you. You're doing it for collective. I think you're at a space where you're using a public platform to teach it. It's like you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So it's something you could have had planned out and mapped out. You could have had a vision plan, marketing plan, business plan. But something happened. You hit a tower moment where it changed the dynamic, because it would have raised you up like professionally, but it was no spiritual connection. It took you down a different path. So this tower hit and broadened your horizon. It just took you down a whole, you started to go down a spiritual, you started to experience your spiritual journey. Like you start learning deeper levels of who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. And from what it looks like, you've been doing this for generations. Whether through you, past life, your ancestry, like y'all always are leaders of the community. Okay? You have released codependencies because you know that they won't make you grow. Hence, kill the poison at the root. Somebody's trying to stop your throat chakra as well. They don't want you to say the things that you're saying because it puts them on blast, as you will. You know, you're not stuck in transition. You've been healing. Okay? You're going backwards. Like the major arcanas, you know, they have a specific order, like the Fool, the Magician. No, yeah, the Fool, the Magician, the Priestess, Empress, Emperor, you get it? So this is like rewinding time. Or I want to say rewinding the clock. But I don't feel like you're hustling back. It's not like you're going backwards, but the way that you're moving, the way that you're called to step now is healing things from going, you know, with each major arcana is a different test. It's a different chapter. It's a different phase massed to the conglomerate. Because all 22 major arcanas represent something a little different, although they correlate very well. They build a spiritual foundation, a solid spiritual foundation when you do the work. So it's like this is going back, like the cards, the order of the cards are going backwards. Like you got to get forward to where you're going, you gotta go back a few. What you're doing now is healing something that goes back a few to propel you moving forward. Watering your spiritual garden. Evolution. Like all your creative endeavors. Like you evolve with grace. You know, once you outgrow a person, place, a thing, you're a person who gets bored easily. But not to be rude about it. You know, you outgrow things insanely quick. You know, and that's that Pluto energy. But it's also Mars energy. The whole energy of this read is Mars energy. It's like when you get wind that somebody's coming against you or bucking up against you, you see things from a different perspective. It's like, well, I'm not the victim. You're attacking me, but I'm never going to be the victim at all. You might be trying to victimize me, but I'm not the victim. So you release it. You take it as an opportunity to build a better life based on the unknown. That's what's brave. That's what's cool about you, like authentic about you. Is you embrace everything you don't see coming, you know, and you take it and you build a whole new life with it. You know, now I see the Justice card. Usually that's an injustice that somebody committed, but because you know, you took that, you seized that opportunity to go find your happiness. When there's karma, it's an opportunity to create happiness. Okay? Everything happens for you, not to you. Success and the stranger things in life. I hear the stranger things. Okay? You're being called to let go and let God. You're teaching people how to let go and let God because you already take creative accountability. And it's like you don't know your truth about a situation without learning to be alone. Anybody who's confused about why you stop being connected to them or just refuse to be connected to them is silly and ignorant. They don't get it yet. And you've been showed that in a dream state. But it's your passion, your Lord, your motherhood, fatherhood, independence, ambition, persistence, loyalty, drive, courage, truth. You have a bite. You're feisty. Your goals, your children, you know, a true messenger, education, respect, a lot of respect, strong work ethic. Look what flipped over. I'm shuffling the cards in the back. That's the Fool card right there, the Seeker. You're not afraid of the unknown. You can't make that up. I'm going to flip it back over because I'm not finished talking. That your culture is a big deal. It's like no matter what you have at the moment, it could be a little or a lot in a tangible sense. But spiritually, you wealthy, like you're lit, like you cannot be touched. Okay? It's like you're a person who always know what you want and is very brave in getting it. Especially when you're passionate about something new or someone new. There you go. But you learn, you know, you had the powerful lesson with these people ganging up on you is that you learn to love yourself first before anyone, unapologetically. You trust yourself. You incorporate God a lot in your actions. And what's beautiful about it, what's real classy touch is no matter what the false narrative is about you, you don't judge anyone. You're authentic. They're trying to be perfect or try to fix their inner issues with you and try to make themselves look perfect, but it's hard to find real and authentic. And that's what you come to the table with. So they can study you, they can steal, they can even try to copy you, but they can't steal your creativity. You better let them know you're a leader of the community. Okay? Being raised in a religious household, Baptist, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, take it how it resonates. You know, some of you converted from what your childhood religion is to a different religion, to a different, because and that itself, a lot of people don't understand when people do those things, that's a spiritual journey as well. They're learning. Sometimes they go backwards to fix something to propel forward. So, for example, if the final warning is Islamic monotheism, and that's their childhood religion, and then you see them studying Christianity or Judaism, they're not falling back on their heels, but they're experiencing a journey. It's a spiritual journey that they have to endeavor to be more solid. It solidifies them in their truth and their relationship. They're creating that vintage relationship. You have to know your history anyway to be considered yourself strong and have that intimate relationship with God. And it teaches you structure. You're a person who built your family and an empire to support them. In case people don't really get you, they don't really understand what do you do. This whole reading so far is designed to tell people who you are. Because they're probably watching somehow, some way. They probably are trying to keep tabs on you. You know, they have to feed that false narrative. Okay? But you're propelling. They have no idea all this exists in you on a consistent basis every day. Prayer, positive affirmations, love, respect. Like, these people ask for perfection. They ask to be perceived in a certain way, but they don't ask for respect. They never ask for that because they're so hung up on not receiving love in the correct fashion. And it took them either they picked up on your energy, your light, your aura, or they had the pleasure of meeting you to realize you have a way of bringing people's issues to the surface without trying to. And it's not a mean thing. Okay? You have built a family for yourself and an empire to support them. So if anybody's misconstruing all that entails, what it takes to be a boss, to be an emperor, there's ups and downs with it. But that's a part of building that solid foundation. It's no get rich quick scheme, spiritually or tangibly. That's a slap in the face for people to even approach you like that, like you're not doing nothing, or what you have is not enough, or it won't sustain you. You've seen places they have no common sense to work towards, to try to get to. That's the difference between you and them. No judgment. So it's like you're like the king and the queen of your own castle. And if you're a parental figure, like if you're a father who has all daughters, it's like you're the king, and your daughters, each one by one, from the oldest to the youngest, they have that position to be in that queen's chair, because that's what you raised them to be. And vice versa. If it's a mother with all boys, they sit in that king's chair from the oldest to the youngest. And how can you do that? Easy. You built your own family and the empire to support them. They have no choice but to respect you. If you can't see it, you can't connect to it. It comes with being you have to have the vision. Otherwise, it's hard to connect. For those that resonates with people who assume a lot. They form conclusions based off assumptions regarding you. A lot of you are writers, artists, beauticians, mothers, fathers, entrepreneurs. And I feel like that's really what it is. The difference is you're an entrepreneur. You're not afraid to take the risk, because you pay the taxes on both sides. You don't let somebody dictate your worth. And that made you a better teacher. That's your calling. That's your journey. Everybody has to find their own way. So if you take a look at what the circumstances are, you know, you look at the first emotion that's attached to it, and you'll see how, and you learn how, and that's your way of connecting, and you're able to hear how God speaks to you, and He speaks in many forms. So if you receive downloads, you have your third eye chakra is open. You know, He speaks to you through emotion and vision, mental vision. Okay, what is it? This is like a half an hour, and I have not even pulled this out. I'm just shuffling while I'm talking. But it's a very strong message. Okay? And it's not for judgment. It's for educational purposes. People only attack you when they don't know how to resonate with you. So it really is a little bit of sad energy attached to it, but it's not your problem. It's you being a teacher, you're going to set the example. You don't have to invade or be vile and invade anybody's personal space to get to know them. You have to learn how to respect boundaries. Okay? That's the people who are ganging up on you. They don't know what a boundary is. They let entities use them for houses and run through them. Like I said earlier, the same entity is moving through all these different people. Your workspace, your home, your neighborhood, community, anywhere you are, and you notice that similar chaotic, nervous energy seems to be around, or it seems to try to pop up. It tries to rear its ugly head. Naturally, you know how to counteract it, but it's a thing. It seems to be a theme that's going on. And you being a teacher, but who's your teacher? The Most High and His messenger, the Quran and the Sunnah. Like I said, people don't know that you come with all this innate wisdom, but they don't know that they looking at you like, oh, she's sweet, she's kind-hearted, but she's very mysterious. She's low-key. Nobody's that perfect. She's not perfect. She's real. She's authentic. Okay, how does she qualify to be authentic when everybody else is trying to be so perfect? Okay, that's how. And she used daily affirmations. And she ponders what she studies. You don't just read the book and say, oh, okay, I remember what it said, and now I think I got it. So she migrated. This is somebody who has no problem traveling and migrating. Migrating means leave the land that you've been in to go live in a new land, whether it be a different continent, a new state, a new city, a new town. You feel me? This is somebody who's off on a new journey, and that spiritual journey has taken her away from who you thought you knew her to be. Even that person, you didn't know her as well as you thought you did, because you undermined that person too. It's not your fault that you have those weak spiritual boundaries. You were just too arrogant to listen and learn. You wasn't open to learn. But that's what happens. What God said is the same, whether you teach them or not. They have a seal on their ears, their eyes, and their heart. They don't see it, they don't hear it, they don't feel it. So they can't connect with you. That explains so much. Okay? So they attack you because they don't know what to do with you. They're confused. It's like, why am I punished? I'm just trying to understand what that is. I can't get past those barriers. Yeah, this person is heavily protected. Okay. So it goes back to the question, the initial question, will I be able to raise my children's status in society? Queen of Pentacles. The Queen. That feminine, receptive energy. You see how she looks like a West Indian woman, right? She's very creative, very grounded, very stable, yet spiritual. She gives me Capricorn energy, but it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a Capricorn. But I feel like those turquoise crystals kind of resonate with her. Okay, and so does the tiger's eye. So we're gonna put that right there. That's bravery, courage, strong work ethic. You may have been somebody who was put down a lot, and I feel like the experiences that you've been coming across more recently are reminding you of where you came from. You don't live there anymore. You know, that's an old house in an old neighborhood, if you get what I'm saying. But it just reminds you of what you've been protected from. This is a person who comes with a lot of gratitude. You may be a person with a lot of gratitude. Look what's on the bottom. Wheel of Fortune. How things turn in your favor. Just doing the work. Two of Wands. I feel like this is your spiritual evolution. Who you were and who you are now. Both are strong, you know, but you can stay comfortable or you can choose to grow. But you're protected either way. Okay? And I feel like at one point that could have been, you could have been crossed with, do I stay or do I go? Both offer stability, but at a different velocity. Then you got the Seven of Pentacles. You see how he's creating the canvas? That creative accountability. Planting seeds, working and watching as they, saying your positive affirmations and your prayers and your daily reminders as they're coming into fruition. So Seven of Pentacles is like waiting a little bit, or a lot of bit, like you've been working at this for a while, but it hasn't come into fruition yet. So that's what this card is. Trust the timing. The time is not running out. Now these tarot cards are going to be based around these two spiritual cards, with your life being, your life is a canvas, and trust the timing. Okay. The other cards that I had down is from my yogic deck. They was the energy I was speaking on. That gave a very detailed description of you. Hence the Two of Wands, of who you were and who you are becoming, who you have become. Then you got the Nine of Swords. And this, I feel like this card is a dual meaning, because you can say, it's very easy for a person to say things that bring about that worrying, that stress energy. You can make the choice of speaking on what's stressing you out, or what's causing you grief, or what's causing you a headache, you know, at night. Or you can use the intellect, that innate wisdom. You know, I've been working at this for a while. Something's going to come out of it. A lot is going to come out of it, because you look at it from a creative standpoint. If it's taking that long to come into fruition, it's going to be that much more potent when it finally does. Not bad, Jergens, with that ultra healing energy. Stop. Okay, so then the next card you got, the Five of Pentacles. Now look at that. If you look at the illustrations, he has something in his hand, like he's trying to offer glad tidings, and he has a small child with him. So that you could have been paying your union dues when you started from nothing. Like that tower I talked about earlier, when you once had a plan and you were executing that plan, and then you had an unexpected tower moment. Okay, and then it rewound. The cards leading up the tower is, what's the tower? The 14, 15, 16. The tower card in the tower deck, and then all the cards that lead up to the tower card. Okay, because it's something that was attempted. It's something that was attempted to confuse you about your journey, to trip you up. Let me explain this. Like, with all the energy, the chaotic energy, and everybody who ganged up against you, they were trying to confuse you about your spiritual journey. Calling on false entities, calling on false people, calling on people with wicked tongues, double-ended swords. Because your tongue can speak positivity or not. But you have to realize what you speak out there is the energy that's going to come back to you. It's going to ricochet back to you. It doesn't necessarily mean, because you're speaking at a person like that, that they have to internalize it. That they don't have. This person is grounded. She's not going to internalize silliness and frivolous things, frivolous people that have no merit, that have no meaning to what they say. They're just speaking out into the wilderness, out into the universe, and it's coming back to them in a way where they are just, these are worried bitches, man or woman. And if I was anything like you, I would just be another worried bitch, is what I'm hearing strongly with that Queen of Pentacles there. This is a mature person. This is somebody who's been working on herself, by herself, career or personal, for a while. This is somebody who's solid in who he or she is, with no apologies. There's not much you can say or do with this person. You're trying to bite your teeth into this person's veins, and they have venom. They just cold, but not dead. They're not the winter wonderland. They're not practicing the big sleep. They're very much awake, very much censored, very much paying attention. Nothing passes this person, man or woman. And these people have hit a brick wall, ganging up on you. They don't understand. They don't understand you enough. It's not enough. What they thought they had on you, it's not enough. What they tried to do against you, it's not enough. You've always taken care of these people, whether it's just simply kindness or smiling. You never really disrespect people like that. And now they're concerned. They don't sleep at night.
Mom.
And that card fell on top of this. La, 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 You don't have a concern. It's like you're focused. It went over their head. Okay. They just tried to get in the way. Nothing major. They didn't really do too much collateral damage because they can't do too much collateral damage. You're too strong. You're too heavily invested in yourself. You're too valuable. You're too quick-wit. Okay? Then you got the hermits. Okay? So while they could be watching you, studying you quietly, of course they are. You know, they don't want to let themselves be known, but their energy speaks volumes. So you can almost sniff out who this is and what they're doing. They didn't know that though. But likewise, this is you studying, learning. So when you finally do make your public appearance, you'll make quite the lasting impression, is what they said. That's your spiritual journey. All right, so far that's just the only major arcana. And then you got the how you see yourself. Four of Pentacles, very introverted, like the Hermit, you know, very quiet. You learn how to be more introverted. But if you look at, you see the person in the car, and then you see the people on the outside of the car, they want to come in. They want to know more about you, but you're not talking, you're not spilling it. How they see you. They see you going off in a different direction with the Page of Pentacles. That you're so focused on what you're doing, they almost thought they could be the snake that will bite you for not paying attention. Nobody ever said that was a conclusion based off an assumption. You were never not paying attention. Sorry, y'all. Okay? It's just you're so focused on yourself and what you're doing that they probably feel like you neglected them. They probably feel abandoned. So they're doing anything to reach out and touch you, to get your attention. But you're gone. There's a lot of pentacles on this board. You've come into a lot of abundance elsewhere. Not having anything to do with anybody else. And then the next card you got is the Eight of Coins. Hardworking. Hardworking. You see how you building that foundation? You see how he's building that house? That's my Hustler's card. Okay? You're unstoppable. You believe in yourself. Okay? When you believe in yourself, can't nobody take nothing from you. You're unstoppable. So why is all this is weird to me? It's like, what's the big fear surrounding this man or woman that's minded, that's taking a lot of creative accountability over their own life? Maybe you were their life in some way or another. It's interesting. But you're not saying nothing. The World. I like that that's the final card. The final destination is internet frenzy. But I feel like this is another dual message. The same way that, at the stroke of, you know how the big ball drops in New York for New Year's on January 1st every year? That big glittery ball, at the stroke of midnight, you know, it drops. So, you know, in the countdown, they do, you know, they start them, I don't know, 15 or 20, the last 10 seconds. It's like they've been working so hard at trying to take from you, you know, just assuming things, forming a conclusion based off an assumption that the karmic wheel is turning in everybody's favor. You know, that's the thing about that. So you make your debut and it's going to be an internet frenzy. They make their debut and they're expecting it to be you. They're expecting you to be the internet frenzy about something they did to you, trying to get your attention. You never saw it coming because you were not paying them any mind. You made a different choice in life. You chose a different path. Even if it's your sister or a close friend or a close relative, even a parent, parental figure, you with your soul tribe. It's just that people can't tangibly see everybody in your soul tribe, but they're with you. That's why you can't be touched. Look what's underneath the Wheel of Fortune. The Lovers. I told you. Be true to yourself. But I also feel like all right. You okay? It's okay. You okay? It's okay. They're not gonna have no choice but to laugh. It's like, wow. They're not gonna be able to say nothing about you. The false when you build a false narrative against someone, they're gonna drown and they're gonna die with knots in their tongue from their low vibrational toxic energy. That's the bottom line. 4, 5, 7, 8. Even a 9 of Swords can count. But you know, it's a wrap. You know, after 10 is the Page. Then you have the Queen, and you got 3 major arcanas. It's like going through a whole encyclopedia to teach somebody something from A to Z. Look at this. I like the illustration on the world card. You're a phenomenon. Okay, the world's going to know your name, and all they did was add to the marketing strategy to make you a household name and a brand, a bigger brand. That's why the 9 of Swords is here. They're stressed. They did all that work to make you popular, more popular, but you was already working on yourself, so maybe they think they owe you something. You owe them something? Not really. Now they're the ones outside your door looking for help. But I feel like they tried to do that to you. They tried to admonish you and get you cut off or get you put out of your community, of your space, of your environment. They even tried to come between you and your love. But you do have unattainable Shiva here. I'm sorry, you have Parvati here. You do have Parvati here. But the backstory is, you know, she was in love with the unattainable Shiva. Somebody has been in love with you. And you were unattainable or they were unattainable. But this is a lot of work somebody put in, whichever one it resonates with, to face their higher north. So at some point, it's going to put you back together with your love. So it was never a no, it was a not right now. As you're starting to realize that, as you go within with the Hermit card, that's seeking wisdom within. The Hermit is actually the Emperor in reverse. So like I said, you built your own family and the empire to support them. I love that. I just absolutely love how that sounds. I love how that you just get the visual. Like, to have a family, you have to be able to feed them. Okay? You got to start from the beginning. You got to start with God Almighty, because He's not going to give you a family without the opportunity to take care of them. Wow. And you did that. Tell me more about the 9 of Swords. 3 of Cups. All your friends, your fake frenemies, conspired against you. They're the ones that can't sleep at night. Meanwhile, They thought they was pushing you away. You not realizing you already left. Was she ever here? Made them question, was she ever really here? Was this an illusion? I see the Magician card. I see the Magician card because you already have, not like practicing magic, it's just you have the tools of trade to build what you need. You have everything you need. You can start over anywhere. If that area is too polluted to grow harvest crop, you know, and that's starting from within. You dig what I'm saying? To be able to bring it into tangible success. So if you want land and property and things like that, you got to start with that root chakra. You got to kill the poison at the root. That's stopping the harvest crop. So you stop the generational curse. Now, sky's the limit. Like you already had the success. Oh, Two of Cups. Okay, now that's the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands is here. Okay. Yeah, so this talks about your personal growth first, and then it's gonna bring in your true divine counterpart clearly, even some of your best friends. Okay, moving forward. Not all of them are from your childhood. Some of them are going to be a part of your spiritual journey. So, like a baby, you start off on your spiritual journey at some point, and then you grow into something else, to someone else, something better. You face that true north node. And the Ace of Cups is an opportunity. You know, you have the opportunity for emotional fulfillment. And from what it looks like, you took it. And you didn't take much. It's like you didn't have much. It's like people think they lose tangible things or come down off of the tangible things they once owned. It's not an issue. Look, he only has like a few things with him, and he left. That's all you need. I see the prayer that Moses made when he had to flee the town, and he was impoverished because he had to leave. He didn't have time to pack anything. He had to leave because they were after him. This gives me that energy. So it's in the Surah, it's in the Quran, Surah 28:24, the prayer that he said to God to help him. And after he said that prayer, you know, God gave him a wife. He gave them financial stability that lasts for 10 years or more. But he was impoverished. He didn't have no food, no water. He was dirty. You know, he didn't have nothing. And that's the vibe I get. People are who thought they were chasing you away. That's really God. Rejection is God's protection. That's really God continuing your journey, continuing you on your journey. It's something about when you heal your chakras and when you heal yourself, you know, you turn into something. It's something about, everything about you is like completely different. Completely different. So it's like, look, man. That's you. That's them. Conspiring against you. But your cards, like this, it's like a lopsided scale. It's like the scales have been balanced. It's balanced for you. After all that hard work, it didn't go unnoticed. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Patience. Virtuous. Like I said, the same way you was working on yourself, people was working on you for a long time. You may have started with nothing and built an empire. All you had was you and your family. That was your abundance. And you built an empire to feed them, to help support them. Now your ships are coming in, waiting for your ships to come in. And they must have thought because your ships didn't come in at the timely fashion that people feel like you should be successful. You know, they thought they would fill your time up with their low vibrational shit. They were opportunists. Shame on them. They're all inauthenticity. You have new everything. New city, new town, new continent, new car, new love. New money too. New tax bracket. Boom.
Boom.
Lovers. Queen of Cups. Nurturing, compassionate, sensitive, devout, loyal creature. Empathic. Ultra healing energy.
Mom?
Yeah. Okay, what was this that flipped over? Page of Cups. Pages represent children. This is a little girl. This could be your inner child. But I feel like this is you. This is your inner child has been rescued, has been resurrected. Like you've been nurturing yourself and your inner child. That's healing, actually. And with that, you made your family stronger. Don't ever think anybody, man or woman that has children, that your toxicities can overrule their strong work ethic and love for their family. Like they would never just let anything happen to them. And these people are realizing that now. Like that wasn't a smart idea. They're a little slow. Took them a while, but they got it. Anything else? You want to add something? No? Somebody is an artist, creative canvas. Somebody is working on writing something down, drawing images that tells a story. You see the tattoo on his back? You can very easily end up with a very dramatic tattoo like that on your back. But I think every doggone pinnacle, except what the king, is out here. Just about. Is there anything else the collective needs to know? The world card. It's like the Mars, being in that Mars energy helps solidify everything you created when you were in that receptive feminine energy. So you have balance. You better have done that. Kill the poison at the root. You don't have issues in your creativity, in your womb, or your hearts. You don't have no deficiencies. World card. Told you, Page of Swords. Contracts, observation, research, legalities, communication. Tell me more. That's communication coming in. That you made it. Because she has a bird on her hand. But that's also that's people seeing on the internet what they wanted you to see, that would they assume would betray you or make you feel left out in the cold or feel asked out or feel like the wrong people done teamed up together. No, it's not the wrong people. They're the right people. They're a vibrational match. Okay? Thank God. They're getting this communication that you made it. Aha. Tell me more about the Page of Swords. Five of Cups. Yeah, they regret it now. Sad, crying over spilled milk. I feel like they tried to make that out to be you. Like you were some kind of manic depressant or something. Like, why does she has emotional problems, or she has issues, or something's the matter underneath the surface that more than what the eyes meet. It's all an illusion. Tell me more. What's the Five of Cups? Two of Coins. Yeah, imbalances, like a mental imbalance or something. How come if you're the one that's all messed up, that's imbalancing, like she got too much on her plate, like she can't handle it. It's causing mental instabilities. It's causing problems for her. Like they made you like you're incompetent. If God gave it to you, how are you the one that's incompetent? They can't even handle you as a friend. They can't even be a friend to you. Saying these things, conspiring against you, and you're the one that's incompetent? That's what I'm talking about. That's the next card. This is the Death card. Make your next move your best move. Like, I don't even know these people anymore. I'm not gonna lie. That's an angel of death coming to somebody. Hopefully you're on the right side of the fence when they come. That could be why they don't sleep. Okay? And even if it's you, the person, hopefully all your prayers count when the angel comes to you. But this is also transformation. It rarely ever means literal death, but simply a transformation. Out with the old, in with something new. Because the World card it's a completion. Okay? And that's clarified by the Page of Swords. So there's some kind of announcement on the internet that's worldwide. Like millions of people can see it. It has, anybody can access it. King of Cups. Go ahead, Parvati. That's who's waiting for you at the other side. He's the one that got the communication. He's the one that got the message. She's here. Y'all gonna have a girl together. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, and what's in the middle? Page of Cups. Alright, and on the bottom is strength. Perseverance through having the worst times ever. I don't think it affected you like it's going to affect them. Like, you handled it with grace and poise. Like, it doesn't matter. You give me it doesn't matter energy. It doesn't matter about that. I didn't even know it was that deep with them. I don't even know who's against me. This is a bunch of people in secret conspiring. Okay? What can I tell you? What's the advice? Shift your focus on yourself. Okay? It will always be creepy and obsessive and weird that you're overly concerned with what another person is doing with their self and their abundance. Okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That is what I have at the moment. And take what resonates. Leave the rest. Until next time.